Madro John, Madden, Juanito, and Acapulco, Mexico. I want to encourage you to take a minute to just look at the jungle with me. I'm not literally in the jungle, but my front yard is so lush, so green, and everything is moving. Like I got all these different huge leaves that are moving, and birds that are moving, and clouds that are moving out there. It's such a joy to look at it. And I know that sometimes it's good for me not to do anything else. Just to look at it, just to listen to the mourning doves. Can you hear the mourning dove? I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to do anything else. My old teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, used to tell us, be peace. His books are Being Peace, Peace is Every Step, The Miracle of Mindfulness. Don't do anything else. Just come back to the moment. And if you are not peaceful, everything you do is going to turn to crap, basically. He didn't say it that way. But basically, he was saying if you are not coming from a peaceful place, the stuff you do is not going to generate peace. So take time, stop. He would say that a lot. Stop the momentum. Whatever it is that you're doing, just stop. Wait. Let all that momentum flow up out of you, and then see what happens. So I'm an American. I'm still very hooked on American politics, even though I've been gone for 2 years. There were live interviews going on. This may be more American politics than you want to hear, but it's going to affect the whole world. Trump is trying to appoint completely unqualified people to his cabinet. And today it was Pete Hegseth, who's going to be, Trump wants him to lead all the military, the whole military apparatus, which is one of the largest organizations in the whole world, bigger budget than many countries. And it's a guy whose resume is that he's a talk show personality for Fox News. That's it. He served in the military. He's never run a large organization. He's never had any kind of diplomacy or high-level government experience, but he's loyal to Trump. So they're interviewing him today. They were until about a half an hour ago. I got hooked on that. I wanted to see that because that's really important stuff. Because Trump's agenda is to take the government apart to appoint people who are so incompetent that the departments they had will run right into the ground. In some cases, he's like the VA. The guy he appointed to head the VA is on record as saying the VA ought to be shut down. He wants to shut it down, and that's who Trump's appointing. Well, if the U.S. government falls apart and all the power goes back to Trump, that's going to affect everybody. So I was grabbed by that. It was live. It was happening live from Washington. I was watching it. And then I corresponded with my friend and landlord, Marcos. We need to meet up downtown. He said it'll be later. So I said, okay, I don't have to go downtown right away. Follow this. But then it ended. It wasn't live anymore, and it was watching videos that I could watch anytime, analyzing what went on there. Now, one of the tools I use to stop my mind is smoking a cigarette. A lot of people disapprove of cigarettes. When I was in Syracuse, New York 30 years ago, and my macrobiotic friends who were completely committed to health, what extreme diets. They just were radical about health. And most of them smoked a little. And I would ask them why, because I was, as always in my life, as so many periods in my life, not recently, I don't struggle anymore, but I would struggle with cigarettes. And I said, why? And they'd say, tobacco is yang. If you tend to be yin, or if you're in a moment where you are too spread out, too diffuse, not solid enough, tobacco can support you getting solid, and that's my direct experience. So I smoke cigarettes. And when I smoke, I usually do nothing else, absolutely nothing else. It's a sacred act for me. I always say thank you, God, at some point during or after the cigarette. And I get quiet. Is it because the tobacco helps me get quiet? I believe that. Or is it because it's a cue that says you have promised that when you do this, you will stop? You will not let your hyperactive creative mind run amok. You will stop and get quiet so that what you do can have peace in it. Well, I just finished a cigarette and I was still listening to the analysis, the videotaped analysis on MSNBC about the hearing. And I went, this is not live anymore. You don't need to be listening to this. You have made a commitment that you will get quiet every time you have a cigarette, and you're not doing that. You're smoking and watching the video. Would you please just come back to the moment? You've had these amazing teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh for 4 years, one of the all-time mindfulness greats. You spent a lot of time directly with him. These people have invested in your mind to help you learn how to carry peace with you. Don't betray all that trust they gave you, all the coaching they gave you. Get quiet. So I came back to this and listened to the birds